What is going on, guys? BCD here, back with another quick video. And today I want to talk about Returnal and the price of a $70 game. So I recently picked it up from Amazon on Amazon Prime Day. It was for $49.99. I have to say, it was worth the money I spent. I am enjoying the game a lot. I'm having fun. It's not boring. It's a roguelike. Of course, that's something that I've enjoyed for a very long time, so I didn't expect not to enjoy it. But the thing is, I didn't expect to wait to play it either. But when they announced that $70 price tag, that kind of came into the point of, is it worth $70? I didn't think it was worth it then. I still don't think it's worth it now. But I do think it's worth 60. And that's pretty strange because basically that's only a $10 difference. I don't know the word. I guess it's not a actual true difference. There's nothing that really tells me that a game should be worth 60 or a game should be worth 70. It's kind of like they kind of gave you the concept of a $70 game. So I guess why is this $10 increase so hard to come to terms with? I feel like this new tax on games has kind of divided the gaming community. It has shown us as consumers that perfection is required to kind of garner the type of money we have been spending. But the reality is that we've been spending $60 on mediocrity for a very, very long time. This brings into question, why does $70 feel so much different than 60? Why does this change feel more aggressive and wrong than any other price hike? Well, one thing for sure is that some companies that actually make superior games have not increased their price. Two, we are still receiving that same mediocre content we have always received from the ones that have. So everyone that has jumped to 70, EA, Madden, NBA 2K21, all games trash. They're not really good games. There's some cases to be made for Demon Souls, but that's not a $70 game either. Microtransactions still exist, DLC still exists, but why is the base game more now? The gaming industry has yet to really provide a reasonable argument to that simple question. So let's start with the cost of games. What makes the price of games the price? There's been categories for price estimates on games for years based on length, content available, artistic style, game type, etc. There has been great roguelike games that have done more than Returnal, and they still cost less. So what are we paying for if not the same established key points of gaming? Do we have to pay extra because an SSD is included to speed up performance? I think the concept of providing more money to a studio for utilizing upgrades we pay for is like super ridiculous. We have to pay more now because games can do things that PC's always been able to do. Did PC games go up? Nah, they didn't either. So, what is the real point of this upgrade or this increase in price? Let's talk about deep-rooted gaming companies with the on-surface morals that have stated that games will continue to cost 60 while they continue to elevate the gaming experience. Microsoft flagship games, Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, they all will launch at $59.99, while games like Ratchet and Clank launches with a price tag of $69.99. But a similar experience like Psychonauts 2 will be $59.99. Like similar genre, heavy narrative focus on characters and platforming. Should it cost $70 as well? I think the inconsistency with the layout of companies makes the price hikes seem even faker than it already does. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Game Pass. You mean to tell me like a subscription? Like a subscription like this exists in this kind of gaming industry where every company wants like a free to play battle royale that will bring in continuous money on games that rarely really provide any substantial substance. Why is this model to pay more for games like really even a thing. They still are ganking us every step of the way. I can understand an increase in single player titles like Uncharted, Horizon, things that actually need support. But Game Pass is where that kind of comes into play as well, because it's like a unique experience. A unique experience can be placed on Game Pass along with all those online focus games, which will provide it like that unique variety that we're looking for, as well as a way for them to continuously make money on all of their IPs. You're bringing in more subscriptions, people are staying on longer. There is the opportunity there when it comes to providing that great subscription service. So it kind of leads me back to the same thing I was always thinking. The price hike is just greed. There really is no reason for the price hike. It seems very counterintuitive, and it leaves a lot of people making like decisions based off the perception of content and not the value of the experience. We already have deluxe edition of games that provide like 50 cent worth of content for $10. So why not just continue to work that model? It achieves the very same goal that you're stretching for right now. To sum it all up, I believe the solution to raise the price from these companies are a big mistake. It just never will provide that additional value that $10 is asking. Like, it will never convince people to pay that extra money. At least not to me. I think it's very backwards and counterintuitive. Like I just said, it's not a real way to get money into the building, and it makes sure it minimizes your sales, and it creates this perception of what is content and what is worthy of that money. And I think the $60 was a normality versus like an actual price we felt comfortable with paying. But I think it was the normality of that. But now the scape of the landscape has changed completely. There is really no reason for us not to be able to still keep that $60 price tag, because there's plenty of other ways for the company to make money. And again, I kind of get the single player aspect of it for reasons to keep those experiences going, and it costs money to make those games, and you're not really getting back in from like additional sales or anything like that down the line. So it kind of becomes a necessity for you to price hike on that type of content. So I'm not saying that it won't become the norm, because I think it will. People will start to realize that most people are going to do 70, and then other companies are going to do 70, and then it's going to become the normal. I just see that now that the PC exists and their games did not go up, what's stopping people from just buying those cards and keeping it that way versus going into the console market? The console market is more so trying to mimic the PCs, and yet when it comes to the most important portions of it, accessibility, backwards compatibility, sometimes consoles fall short. But yeah, it just seems weird. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think the price hike is fair? Do you think that Game Pass model is the future? Do you not care and only play the games that you're determined you were going to pick up day one regardless? I just kind of want to hear what you guys think about this topic, because I find it interesting. I find that $70, because it really had me thinking, I don't really need this game. Nor I'm not picking up Ratchet and Clank either. So those are plenty of games that I did not want to pay. And it's like the $70 really played a big factor in it, because both of those games seem enjoyable to me. But I didn't pick them up for that same reason. Now, a sale comes along, that's fine. But the concept of paying $10 more for the same quality of game just makes no sense to me, especially when I purchased the upgrades. In my head, you're making me pay double for something that I bought for additional power. You understand? But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.